Hi, welcome to today's video diary for finding my way with Pi, purpose, intention, and emotion. I am Pi, and today I would like to follow up on video diary 230 titled, I Will Not Make Myself Small. And the one before that, or a couple before that, titled, Girl, Why Are You Silent? So, quick summary, this week I have had some emotions come up around wanting to follow my hopes and dreams. My story is such that after a 20-something year corporate career, leaving as an executive, as a corporate executive leader, and facing extreme burnout over the last 6 months, I have really gone through this process of self-discovery, rediscovering myself, finding my voice, which means unearthing a lot of things that were hidden. And I'm discovering this week I kept silent out of expectation of how girls should be. I was really struggling with this yesterday because first of all, after writing the poem, Girl, Why Are You Silent? And identifying the words that define and limit me, and then redefining it, I thought, whew, this is going to feel liberating, and it'll feel like it popped me back up into that energetic mode of I'm ready to go chase my dreams again, because I had been feeling great and then got knocked down a peg, unearthed all of these deep stories and beliefs that I had about, girls not being able to follow their dreams, and then rewrote those into something that is healthy and powerful and true and authentic for me. And then instead of the liberation that I expected to feel from that, I felt deep sadness and anger. And I realized yesterday that was like this realization of these like generations before me that were silenced, and it angered me. I also felt deep sadness in that it perpetuated that they didn't have the liberation. But today I was still feeling it, and I got to the bottom of it, and it was this question that helped me. Do you truly believe you have a right to dream? I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't believe I had a right to dream. Because see, I was looking at this upside down, I think. I was looking at this like, who am I to get to have a right to dream? When no, I don't feel I've seen an example of that necessarily before me. At least not where they truly followed their dream. I didn't see an example of that in the women around me. They were amazing women. And I'm not saying like the men in my family are bad. What I'm saying is that we're all born into these structures and patterns and stories, and that they pass down from generation to generation. And sometimes even if we're aware of them and we know that we are in them, we still pass them down because we don't see another way, or it's really scary to step out. Or like in my case, like I knew what I was up against. I dealt with this in my corporate career as a woman leader. I've dealt with it throughout my life, and it was always just kind of like, well, put your big girl pants on and go out and deal and succeed in spite of it. And I did. But now that I'm faced with my choice of following my dream, it's like hitting this layer of, oh my gosh, there was this deep rooted belief that I didn't have a right to do that because the women before me didn't get to do that, or at some point, if they even started to, maybe they dabbled in it, but they didn't get to fully embrace it. And I am on the precipice of fully embracing my dream, and dare I say, I am beginning to live it. And feeling like, who am I to have that right when they didn't get to? And through a conversation with a good friend today, what I understand is, wait a minute, actually, it's my responsibility to do this. If I have the means and the way and the support in my life to break this pattern of silence and to fully go after my dream and have the support to do that, I must do it. I must break the chain. I must break that pattern, because then it makes any of their sacrifices worth it, that one day one of their daughters could do what they dreamed to do. It also pays it forward into future generations and maybe breaks that pattern so that in my line, my daughters and future generations believe that they can follow their hearts and there is value and there is meaning there. And they will give to the world in amazingly beautiful ways and healing ways. I owe it to all of the women who came before me to follow my dream. It's not that I don't have the right, it's that it's a blessing that I have the right and the ability to do that now. And I want to take a moment of gratitude to be here, that whatever steps, whatever little seeds those women planted, even if they couldn't 100% embrace it on their own. And that makes me sad. But whatever they did led to this moment. And I am grateful. So I'm looking at my notebook because I had done some journaling today to think about this, and it is it's about, what's the purpose bigger than myself that my desires are most aligned with. And it is through poetry and speaking. I want to help people see, express, and accept themselves and see their choices to move forward. I think we all hide and stay silent too often, and we all avoid the discomfort of our emotions, and like it's something that can just be separated from us, and it can't. It's our whole selves, it's our whole being, and it's not something to be afraid of. It's not always comfortable, but it can guide you to your most meaningful life. And people need to be seen and heard and accepted and loved. And they need to learn how to do that for themselves, just like I did. The next question I answered was, do you see your right to dream aligned with the needs of others? And suddenly, I see. I do. People need to feel whole. I believe my poetry and words can invite healing and remind us that we're not alone, and remind us that those pains that we feel inside, we get to learn how to heal and they're part of us, and they're part of our wholeness. And I have my share of internal pains, and embracing them is hard work. It does free us to be our true selves, and has gotten me to this point. So one last thing I'll say about this, just to lighten it up a little. So my friend said, "How was your week?" And I said, "I've been working through this feeling, and I realized these beliefs that I had about girls and how we're supposed to be in the world, and I guess just overall just feeling unsettled and uncomfortable, and some sadness and some anger and lots of emotions this week." And she said, "Well, of course you are, because you're about to go for your dream. You're about to live your dream." Most people, when they're right on the edge and they're about to go live their dream, find a way to not do it. Oh, there's a hurdle, not gonna do it. Oh, don't feel right about this, guess I shouldn't do it. Oh, look, some other thing came up, guess I shouldn't do it. I think, from my vantage point where I'm at right now, that's because there's some serious internal work that has to happen so that I have the clarity of mind and peace in my heart to be able to do the work I am called to do. And without that, I don't know if I could. But to get to the point of clarity of mind and peace in my heart, I first have to go through the storms of remembering, acknowledging, accepting, feeling, and healing. Healing is uncomfortable. And it's the storms, I think, that we're most afraid of. So I'm going to be brave and bold and courageous and go be my untamed self. Thank you, Glennon Doyle, and thank you, dictionary.com, for the root and definition of the word brave. Okay, that's what I was thinking about today. Thanks for being with me on this journey. I'm so glad you're here, and I hope it helps you too. I'll see you tomorrow.